Hey everybody, Unique Thinker here. First of all, I just wanted to say hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time that you're listening to this recording. I just want to say welcome to my broadcast. I wanted to talk a little bit today about, about this country, where is it headed, and how I feel. Um, I don't, First of all, I think that the United States is still a good country. Um, I think that because they have placed the Bible upon one of the main pillars of our society, because it's still there, I do necessarily believe that the it's one reason, if not the main reason, why the United States still stands. Had that not been one of the main pillars, I don't believe that it would have stood standing right now. I believe that the United States would definitely be it would be desecrated. But one of the major shields is the Holy Bible, because God is real, and he don't play games. And if you don't acknowledge him, if you don't try to acknowledge him once in a while or something, or try to say it's only by his grace and mercy, your life can be difficult, very, very difficult. And I don't care who you are, you have to acknowledge God. So on that note, I am black. I am an African American. I am living in the United States for some time, and my whole life, and I don't mind. One of the main things that some of the issues that are going on right now is, does racism exist? Of course it does. And if racism exists, define it. Well, racism is any person that doesn't like another person because of their look, culture, or their the color of their skin. And then you say, oh well, is there a system for racism? I would say no. Then you would say explain, and I would say there's an institutional problem within the United States, and every institution, from the police departments to the fire departments to governments to everything, to Google, to AT&T, to all banks, they all have institutional problems where racism, it's within inside the institution. There may be a group of people, group of people that will compromise the integrity of the institution. And I'll say that again. In every institution, there's a group of people, and this is my humble opinion, but there is a group of people in every institution that compromises the integrity of that institution. Because the reason why I say that is because all institutions in the United States, all companies, every form of government, they say that racism is not allowed. However, when you dig deep, you'll find throughout, 3 years, 4 years, sometimes 5 years, 10 years, you'll find that they have gotten lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit on institutional racism, on particularly black people, and they have to pay some hefty fines, which to them sometimes is just write-offs. I don't know. I don't understand. In some cases, I do feel that the order of the day is trying to keep us down, is some kind of religion, if you will, because and this is towards the Caucasian race. Not everybody feels that way, but there's some kind of religion, some kind of hidden code or secret to not necessarily speak up for us. And it's been around for a very long time. So now they're working on trying to speak up for us, I guess. Not really, Things move so fast, and I just don't see it really happening yet in my lifetime. But I'm going to tell you what I do see happening in my lifetime. I see that because of the problems that is going on. I do genuinely believe that the true Israelites are black people. I do truly believe that. And if you go back into the Bible and you read about the Israelites, I do necessarily believe that that's our history. That's black people's history. Only the Israelites have been enslaved for 400 years, and only black people have been enslaved for 400 years. I do necessarily believe that whether whoever unleashed this bowl of wrath on the world was literally ordained to, I believe that God has this bowl of wrath under control. And I believe that this bowl of wrath, this Rona, the locusts, and everything else it's kind of like a refining process. It's like when you get crude oil, and you have the crude oil, meaning that the oil is so thick it can't go into your vehicle, but it gets refined, and then before you know it, it turns into gasoline. I believe that right now we are being tested. God is definitely getting his silver and his gold people in this particular test. And what is being taken place right now is just that. The heat is being turned on. Now, it's not just being turned on to black people, but it's being definitely turned on to white people and to all of those that love the Lord. We're being tested. Now, on that note, to God's genuine people, to the Israelites, to the African American race, and black people across the world, I do believe that there's going to come a time where we are going to come together and unify. There has been a strong, what's the term? There's been a strong goal to keep us separated in every institution. If we're not in, if we're, it's been a strong goal to keep us separated, and I don't know why. But, and this is my humble opinion, this doesn't have to be fact. Because if you understand the term token, or if you understand the term, I'm the only black person in this area, it's not the fact that they're the only ones that want to do the job. It might be, it could be a lot of different things. But, there just seems to be, to me, a very little sprinkle of black people in high paying jobs. One thing that has also crossed my mind is and I might do a whole video on that. Welcome to the show once again. This is the Unique Thinker. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is where I'm going to make some sense here. Just saying some thoughts that has come to my mind in the past few weeks. Some things that I've thought about. One of the things that I've also seen, welcome. One of the things that I've also seen, I have a rapper that lives right around the block from me. He's an Instagram rapper, and I noticed that he likes to use the N-word a lot, and so on and so forth. He has people come by with exotic cars and do different video shoots and other things like that. And I do have a tendency of looking at the race of people because, America, to be honest with you, it's all about color. Anyway, everything's about color. Red, white, and blue. I mean, everything is all color. So there's no sense in acting like it's not. So the rapper is black, and he has a huge house, right? And, God bless him. I have nothing against this guy, The people that are around him that come over with the exotic cars and everything is white. and they do these film shoots of him in standing around these nice exotic cars, and they do like these little Instagram shoots or shoots for their videos. Now, you'll have in the video, you'll have the white people put the actual effort into the video, like they have all of the HD cameras and everything, and they also come in with the exotic cars. And then you'll have the black Instagram star rapper and or his crew, and they are in wording it up in this and in that. And then it came to me. It really did come to me, ladies and gentlemen. This was really a revelation that I've never seen. Because I always used to get into the mind frame of how come we can't do better? How come we can't, how come we gotta devalue ourselves to that point? Is it because we don't know any better, so on and so forth? No, that's not always the case. I mean, it is the case, but that's not it. There's also something behind that. This world loves crap, and flies are attracted to crap. This world loves it. This is Satan's world. Satan is a counterfeit of God. God is righteousness, and Satan is garbage. And the world loves garbage because it's decay. There's a lot of maggots that go to decay. There's a lot of flies that goes to decay, and so on and so forth. And they flock to it, They lay their eggs and they hump and they do other things, and then you'll see more flies. So for things that are decaying, that are about death, destruction, mayhem, it gets very popularized. That's number one. So flies, excuse my language, but flies do go to shit. That's number one. And if you haven't taken care of a dog or had to clean up after his poop when it was sitting there on a hot summer day, a 95-degree day, then you wouldn't understand. But if you had done that, then you would understand that saying is really true. On that note, number one, my flies do go to crap. That's true, but that's not necessarily everything of what I want to talk about. I also want to talk about real quickly the fact that this particular event in the video where you'll have two white people standing there, or maybe 10 or 15 white people, and they're standing there helping this Instagram rapper become big. It really looks like America right there. But the problem is that you'll have the black man be in front of the camera saying the N-word to another black man. And he's really getting in his face or whatever, saying, let's go get these N's, and so on and so forth. In my humble opinion, this is no different than when they used to make two black people fight back in the slavery days, when two black people had to fight. They had to fight each other to the death. And it put a new spin on rap music for me, because when I hear people use the N-word consistently, and when I see them ready to fight each other, it kind of reminds me when there's a term that is used back in the day, but it's no different than watching dogs fight. It's no different than watching roosters fighting. To me, it's no different than watching. Right now, it's no different than watching a praying mantis fighting each other, or bugs fighting each other. The reason being is because those two people are they feel like they're almost being forced to do it. It's no different. Mindset is no different from a boxer. I have to fight to get out of this. And in this case, they're not using their fists, they're using their words. And their words are actually more, they could be more devastating than a fist, because a fist only hits one person, but a word could hit millions of people. So that's why, as the African American community and black people all across the world, we get so emotional towards our wannabe idols, because God is a jealous God, and He don't want any idols before Him. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and people of the jury, I gotta tell you that a lot of times when you see these little rappers like 50 Cent and T.I. or anybody that's trying to fight, they're doing it for a particular reason. A lot of times they're not doing it because it's in their heart. Because in their heart, I do genuinely believe that eventually they want to come together. It's either that or they need some money. Everybody needs money, and so they sell out the money, and you're always going to find people to go after it. I just don't necessarily believe that that's the way to do it. Is by devaluing yourself by hussing and cussing and fussing and saying, I'm going to shoot someone, I'm going to kill someone, and murder, and this, that, and the third. Alright, so on that note, I guess the last thing I'll talk about real quickly is masks. Masks. I just finished seeing a video, and by the way, the N-word is actually Negus. That's what we were calling ourselves, and the Caucasian people, Esau, Edom, the Philistines, they turned the word around and they made it a word of ignorance. However, it's really Negus. We were calling ourselves kings and queens at the time. On that note, masks are very important, I do believe. And you have these crazy videos on social media how people are asking other people to wear masks, and they get so mad and frustrated. And here in my state, the masks are being mandated, and white people are like, well, there's no law to say it, which is true. And there's so much stuff that's going on, y'all, with this whole mask situation. The most thing that I could say about that is that don't be scared, because there's more to come. If you don't want to wear your mask now, you're going to wear it eventually. They're talking about a pneumonia in China right now that's so bad it's deadly. And I believe it. You know why? Because God ain't playing. God told y'all to give us our reparations, and you know it. God told y'all to free black people, and you know it. And you've done, the longer you wait, the worse things are going to get. Satan's time is running up, and in my opinion, my humble opinion, until you all begin to treat us nicely, or treat us and put us in better positions, in other words, get your knee off the neck, so to speak, because I tell you right now, I got all my stuff from the Lord. I'll tell you right now, ain't nobody give me my stuff. However, there's a lot of people that need to understand about God, need to understand the truth. And if your system is consistently corruption towards us in a way where we're worshiping, I don't know, whatever, worshiping the Cowboys, or worshiping the Bulls, or worshiping Venus and Serena Williams, God's going to take all of that away. Because at the end of the day, He wants the praise right now. He wants the glory. He wants the honor. He doesn't want all of these idols before Him. And so, in other words, we're not going to be able to congregate and see these particular idols anymore. That day of order is over. That day, and I'm going to say it again, that day of order is over. You will get sick, you will die. God wants black people to start turning back to him, and he wants white, and I believe in my heart that he wants all of us to come together, but he definitely wants white people to start waking up and saying, hey, you know what? It's time I don't know, it's time to start waking up and become spiritual the best way you can. Join the black wagon for all I know. You got to do something. But I can't really speak on what's going to happen for you, because a lot of what I'm hearing, it really is a spiritual battle, and if you don't have a spiritual eyesight to see what's going on, you will perish. If you don't see where God is in this thing, if you think that the coronavirus is the devil and God is losing or something of that nature, you're done. Because God can be the coronavirus and God could be life. God could be anything he wants to be. The devil, the only thing that the devil is, in my opinion, the devil is poverty. The devil wants to steal, kill, and destroy. And if you are righteous and you're being tested by Rona or other kind of elements, then you can say that's the devil. But if you don't acknowledge God, you hate people, and you wish that everybody could die, you might say that, hey, God is going to let you die. You could say that the Rona was God. My point that I'm making to everybody is that we all have to get on one accord eventually, and it sounds like it's going to take some time. I wish that we would. I don't hate anyone, and I hope that this message reaches out to the masses, because for some reason my words on this channel and others mean a lot. And I notice that when I put things out in the atmosphere, I notice things change. Which is my fault. I like to see one more subscriber. Come and subscribe on my page, please. It's been at 245 for a very long time, and I'd like to see it at 246. Just one more. Let me know that hey, I'm not being robotically or algorithmically destroyed here. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I have plenty to say, but I'm excited on the time that we're living in, and I just have a lot to say. But that's it for now. So, chew on some of the words that I said. Once again, it's not systematic racism. It's institutionalized. It's an institutional problem. Everyone has been compromised, and the internet is showing how these things come about, because even the smaller companies have been compromised through this whole thing, and that is something that cannot be denied. It's a proven fact. A system is hard to prove, but institutions, very simple. Just Google it up. Every institution has been compromised. Masks are, you're going to be wearing them, and there's nothing you can do about it. I know white folk are like, oh, well, we don't have to wear masks, and, I shouldn't have to wear a mask, and I feel like I'm a slave when I wear a mask. Guess what? You will be one day if you don't get your act together. We all will be, black and white, because the people that are evil, they don't give a crap what color you are. And you believe that, Jack. And the best way to free yourselves is by giving black people reparations, because if you don't do that, the real evil people, they don't care what color you are. They're on top, and they want to see you gone. So let's get on one accord with this whole thing, and remember, the devil come to steal, kill, and destroy, but Jesus has come that we may have life and have it more abundantly. I know I said a lot, and I love everybody, and peace out till next time. Peace.